And then she tried to spread that William was potentially behind hurting Catherine. That's why she disappeared. And there's lots of things that she said where she is definitely, I would say, one of the, not just a defender of Meghan. There are people that have defended Meghan, which you can do, but then you've got the trolls that go out and they spend their time just attacking the royal family and specifically Catherine.
Breaking right now, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, will host her annual carols event for Christmas this year, which is such lovely news, really good news, news that should be embraced. But the announcement has sadly been completely overshadowed by the growing nastiness from the Sussex squad towards the future Queen, who was slammed by Meghan Markle ally Narinder Kaur, one of Kate's biggest trolls in the world, for her aging looks. Now, as if to prove my point, the point I've been arguing this week, that Narinda is a full-blown member of the Sussex squad, constantly targeting Catherine with lies and hate, she posted today regarding the resignation of the Archbishop of Canterbury, trying to turn this into a pro-Meghan story. She said, "It's telling that Welby's failure to act on abuse has been swept under the rug, while Meghan Markle, who has been subjected to constant racism, is still vilified. Let's be clear, she's the victim, not the problem." Now, Narinda has already tried to blame racism and sexism for the outcry after she posted, genuine question, why has Kate aged so much? Isn't she only 42? Is she a smoker? It's the only explanation. This was the argument she made.
All right, let Narinda answer. You blamed the response on racism, Narinda.
Well, I blamed it on racism and misogyny and sexual humiliation.
But since that interview, it has emerged that Narinda has targeted Catherine in unhinged social media rants multiple times, despite claiming she never trolled the princess. So, Tash Canal, I know you are completely outraged by this. And I know some people just think, well, you've got to ignore it. But actually, you know my position on the Sussex squad right since I've gone independent, and they played such a big part in trying to get me cancelled. I'm not going quietly with the Sussex squad. I expose their bad behaviour. I expose what they do. And the problem is, Narinda said so many times, I've never been a troll to Catherine, and we've now seen the evidence, haven't we, Tasha? She has been one of the biggest trolls against Catherine, spreading lies, spreading claims that Catherine is racist. I mean, it's just awful, the stuff that's been spread by Narinda about Catherine.
Yes, this whole storyline this week, I've tried to avoid it just for the simple fact that I think what Narinda did was very deliberate. I think that it was an attention-seeking stunt. It's rage baiting, rage farming. She knows that Catherine had cancer, and she also knows that it would trigger a lot of people because there's very few of us in our lives now that haven't either lost someone or loved someone that's experienced cancer and the long-term effects of having treatment. So it was done to upset as many people as possible, but more importantly, as I said, rage farming. She has now had more attention in the past week than she possibly ever had at the height of her career when she was, well, I don't really know what Narinda really did, but, you know, she's obviously someone that loves the attention, and she's quickly flipped it. She's done this whole thing that I'm a victim. And I found that absolutely disgusting because I have seen a lot of tweets of hers where she has been racist. She has been racist to a lot of other people. She says the most derogatory things. And I just generally think that she's a very unkind person on social media. And for her,
she's linked Catherine to the Ku Klux Klan.
She has. Kate, she called her, and lots of other things. She's been particularly vile. And she even one post, now this is after Catherine, I believe it was, had said that she got cancer. She found it still a way to do the most vicious post where she said that Princess Diana would have loved everybody and Princess Diana was this, and she really blew up Princess Diana. And then she said, but Kate's the opposite. Catherine's the opposite. You know, she calls her Kate, and it was just, it's the way her posts, they're just purely venomous. And she was part of the Where's Kate, and then she tried to spread that William was potentially behind hurting Catherine. That's why she disappeared. And there's lots of things that she said where she is definitely, I would say, one of the, not just a defender of Meghan, there are people that have defended Meghan, which you can do, but then you've got the trolls that go out and they spend their time just attacking the royal family and specifically Catherine. And I just find it honestly so angering and upsetting. I've had to really keep my cool on social media with
Sorry, I'm
regards to
forcing you to talk about it today, Tash. Well, look, it did divide opinion. I knew there would be people who criticised me, but you know my view is never to
Oh, of course.
deplatform. Always, I think
She needed calling out.
sunlight is the best disinfectant. And actually, I want to share with you what Lady Colin Campbell had to say about this, because obviously we both respect Lady C a huge amount. And she, by the way, Lady C's so good on X at the moment. I really recommend everyone follows her. But she wrote, I would like to commend the member of my YouTube channel who brought the interview of Dan Wootton last night with Narinda Kaur and P. Dina to my attention. I congratulate the three of them for the way they behaved. Dan and P. Dina held her to account not only for her mean-spirited comment about the Princess of Wales, but about her race baiting on behalf of Meghan Markle. And Lady C goes on, to give Miss Kerr her due, after much resistance, she had the good grace to throw her hands up and admit that she was wrong. I had never heard of Narinder Kaur before. She is the president of the Flat Earth Society and the high priestess of the Sacred Order of Meganian Race Victimization. It's such a pity when someone who seems like a basically decent individual views the world through a distorting prism, thereby allowing anyone to criticize or hold to account anyone of color, no matter how glaring their wrongdoing, then turning things around and converting just criticism into non-existent racism, when in fact all the critic is doing is acknowledging bad behavior. If you want half an hour of entertainment, I suggest you go to Dan Wootton Outspoken. Hopefully this will be the beginning of Narinda Kaur viewing wrongdoers according to their conduct instead of their colour. And I just thought Lady C summed it up perfectly. Just before I get your reaction, Tasha, I want to show just a little bit of the clash with Narinda Kaur that Lady C was talking about. And of course, you can view it in full after this discussion on my YouTube channel. We're partnered with Gundry MD to share this information with you. Would you believe me if I told you that inside your pantry right now is one of the healthiest foods on the planet? Yep, it's true. And it's not some weird, trendy superfood. Spoiler alert, it's olive oil. Now, you're probably used to cooking with it, but there are countless ways to use olive oil to help make yourself feel and look younger. For example, olive oil is a natural way to help you achieve a more youthful appearance. Besides helping you look younger on the outside, it's a fantastic tool for your insides as well. According to Dr. Stephen Gundry, a famous cardiothoracic surgeon, nutrition expert, and health advocate, you should get as much high-quality olive oil into your daily routine as possible, whether it's taking a shot of it daily or keeping a bottle of it in your bathroom medicine cupboard. But what kind of olive oil is best for your health? Well, any olive oil can give you some benefits, but if you're looking to get the best results, it matters a lot which one you pick. The olive oil industry is huge. You can tell by the number of olive oil brands you see at the grocery store, and you can bet they're not all made with the consumer in mind. And many brands may even cut corners one way or another to increase profits. So when Dr. Gundry came to this realization, he was appalled. But some olive oils are so powerful, it may only take a few tablespoons a week to see these incredible health benefits. So, how can you tell between an olive oil that can be a health booster and which one isn't up to par? In an effort to answer that question, Dr. Gundry has decided to take a stand and release his personal research and findings. This video has gone viral since its release, and it's important you see it so you can start benefiting immediately. You can watch the video right now by going to getolive1.com/outspoken or by clicking the link in the description box below. So that's getolive1.com/outspoken, or just click on the link in the description box below. That's probably easier. People who have taken his advice have shared their results with him, saying the olive oil they bought after learning his simple rules have helped change their lives. So make sure you go to getolive1.com/outspoken or click on the link in the description box below. But now, back to the show.
Kensington Palace put out a lot of misinformation. I am not the only. You guys, everybody in Britain was demonising Catherine.
No, I wasn't.
Where's Catherine? Where they were.
No. I was doing completely the opposite, actually. Go back and look at what I said at the time. I was saying she's really ill and all of these fools need to lay off her.
Well, so did I, actually. So I said, actually, we don't stop going on about editing the pictures. You found certain tweets, but you haven't. This is the thing. You go by your narrative. There are lots of tweets out there where I've admired Kate. I haven't been a fan of William and Kate, and I am
You're a troll
fan
of
Harry
them.
and Meghan.
You're a troll of them. And
So
that's why you decided to raise her looks after 6 months of chemo. By the way, Narinda, you've got absolutely no evidence that Catherine is a smoker. How dare you suggest that? Because it's almost as if you're trying to say it's her fault that she's got cancer. And you're even trying to say she doesn't have cancer. I mean, this is so wrong, Narinda. How can you see this is not so morally wrong?
Yes, the Sky News, as you said, Sky News, I did read that and think it's pre-cancerous. There's so much misinformation. I'm not trolling Catherine. When I put that tweet out, trust me, it wasn't the best tweet, but I was thinking of smoking. I always gone about smoking to all my friends and family. I said to customers in the shop, don't buy cigarettes, they're not good for you. They're a waste of money. They can give you cancer.
You had no idea that Catherine smoked.
There's pictures of Catherine. She used to smoke.
In 2007. No, Narinda. In 2007, there is a picture of Catherine with a packet of cigarettes in her bag. You have no evidence that she has ever touched a cigarette.
No, there is evidence out there. And Dan actually was closed the magazine in France, and there was shut down that she was smoking on holiday. So that was where, and also there's a question mark. So when people, the whole world has come at me, right, put my hands up. I'll take criticism, but I will not take racism, sexism, misogyny, and sexual humiliation.
Tasha, your response.
Oh gosh, it's someone that has deliberately gone out of her way to trigger people, and then she's got a response which is exactly what she wanted, and then she's gone, but you can't say anything mean to me because this is the race card, and this is what people are tired of. Narinda has done this. I've seen plenty of her tweets, and she insults people, and then she'll quickly go, oh, well, that person's being racist towards me. And, you know, she went on the Jeremy Vine show trying to defend herself, and Jeremy Vine only showed the tweets directed towards her. Now, I hate every type of racism, and of course there is no way that Narinda deserved any racism being thrown at her. She didn't. No one deserves that. But unfortunately, she has now used those few idiots that did say something like that as her defense, and she's used it as an excuse to get away with her own behavior. To say that it was about smoking, I'm sorry, I believe that was a complete and utter lie. She knows that Catherine has been undergoing chemotherapy. As I said, it's this rage baiting that people like her actually make money from. All of the engagements that she's got from her tweets and the arguments since, she has probably earned more money on Twitter for those tweets because you get paid for the engagement. And I find it, honestly, that I'm trying so hard not to swear, but I've had people in my life that I've lost through cancer, and she knows exactly what she was doing. And there is no defense for it. She did it deliberately to get people angry and to get that engagement, and she's done it. As I said, she's appeared on lots of different channels, lots of news channels. She's possibly had her name written more in the newspapers and across social media than she ever had at the height of her career. And she got exactly what she wanted.
And back today, trying to say Meghan's the victim of racism, which let's be honest, that's the fundamental narrative here, isn't it? That is the fundamental narrative. It always comes back to our poor victim, Meghan.
Of course. That's the final thing I want to say in it before I do lose my call. I can feel my blood pressure going up. But with her, with what she's done, she's gone on this trail of saying, I didn't mean my words to be taken the wrong way. It's not saying I'm sorry. It's I'm sorry that you took what I said the wrong way, which is very different from an actual apology. But then what she's done is she's actually retweeted people saying that Catherine doesn't have cancer. So she's tried to defend herself, saying people mistook what I said. Of course, I wasn't meaning anything by it. But then she's pushing this false story that Catherine didn't have cancer at all. And so it's,
yeah.
yes.
And just to explain, because some people might not know where that all came from, what Narinda is doing is using an inaccurate report from Sly News. And shame on Sly News. They ran a report which suggested it was a mistake, suggested that Catherine only had precancerous cells rather than cancer. Now, that has never been something that has been said. Sly News quietly deleted the clip, but of course, by that point, the damage is done. It's been picked up on by the Sussex squad, who say, oh, see, she never had cancer. And Narinda used that in part of her defense, effectively.
Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go wherever you are.